Hi, it's great to be back here again. Well, what I want to do now is give a lesson on Perkat Avot. It's been a year since we've actually continued our lessons on the ethics of our fathers. And again, it's a custom, as we mentioned last year, it's a custom to read them now throughout the period until the holiday of Shavuot. And then there's others, of course, that are accustomed to do it the whole summer. And again, we're going to return to the actual spot that we were holding when we finished about a year ago. And as a matter of fact, I've given 16 lessons on Perkat Avot, and this is going to be the 17th lesson, which is very apropos to the day of the Omer, of the counting. Today's the 17th day of the Omer. So we are going to connect with that actual lesson of the 17th lesson. And we're going to continue with Shammai. This is the first chapter of Perkat Avot, and it is the 15th Mishnah. And the Mishnah says like this: Shammai Omer, Shammai says, Aseh Toratcha keva, emor me'at v'aseh harbe, ואני מקבל את כל אדם בסבר פנים יפות. So what is he saying here? He's saying, first of all, make your Torah a keva. Keva means making it established, a big part of your life. Say little and do a lot. And greet everybody with a nice smile on your face, with a good warm face. And first we have to ask ourselves again, who is Shammai? It's the first question, and then of course try to connect the different lessons he's teaching us. And Shammai, again, he's the last Hillel and Shammai, as we mentioned before. The last lesson is the last zug, with the zugot, and he's the last one. His rabbis were Shmaya v'Avtalion, and Shammai, he was known to be different than Hillel. Hillel was a very, very, as we say in Hebrew, anav, very modest. I'm sure Shammai was also modest, but Hillel was known for his completely to be stepped upon, as we learned about in the last lesson last year. And he wouldn't take anything, and he wouldn't get angry about anything. He was completely nullified himself to anyone, and even those who would mock him. Shammai, on the other hand, was known to be much more strict, and there's been a famous story mentioned in the Talmud, in the tractate of Shabbat, where someone comes and says to Shammai, teach me the entire Torah while I stand on one foot. And Shammai's response was, I don't have time for this guy, just get out of here. Just threw him out. But and also in halakha, in ruling of the law, we know that Shammai was very, very, as we say in Hebrew, machmir. He was much stricter in his actual rulings. And that made him different than Beit Hillel. Of course, he served again on the Sanhedrin, in the High Court. He was the Av Beit Din. Again, I said it was the Nasi, the head of the Sanhedrin, and there was the Av Beit Din. It was the second one in charge. And he again says, let's try to focus on his words, make your Torah keva. And what does it mean when a person makes his Torah keva? Torah is our whole way of life. Torah is where we get our strength from, where we connect ourselves to Hashem. Without true study of Torah, we really are lost. And Shammai is saying, you must establish this Torah so powerfully in your lifestyle, the way you live your lives, that it should be your major focus in this world. So people are involved in business and making livings and all kinds of other things, and wow, after 120 years, when we go up there in the heavenly courts, they can ask us, wow, did you make time to study Torah? And our answer hopefully is going to be, yes, we study Torah. And Beit Shammai says you got to do a lot of Torah. This should be your major focus, major occupation, whereas making a living should be a side issue. And that's again what Beit Shammai opens up to say. And then he says, Emor me'at v'aseh harbe, say little and do a lot. And this, of course, we learn from Abraham, where he invites the angels to come to his house. Of course, he thinks they're just desert men that are wandering about. He doesn't know that God sent him angels. And he says to them, please, come. I'll give you a little water. Hang out here a little bit. I'll give you a little stuff, a little bread and water. And then, of course, he takes out an entire spread. And he just empties his refrigerator out, whatever he had in those days. And him and his wife really know how to treat guests in a proper way. And that's Abraham. And the opposite is Ephron. When Abraham came to buy the tomb of the patriarchs, to bury his wife Sarah, so Ephron says, yeah, he makes it seem like I'll give it to you free. And at the end he says, what are 400 abamot shekel kesef? What is 400 coins of silver between you and me? That's a huge, abamot shekel, that's a huge amount of money. And of course we know that the evil are the opposite. They speak a lot, and they bilch on a lot, and they do little. So that's the difference between Abraham and Ephron. And then, all of a sudden, Shammai ends his words of his fascinating Mishnah with Heve mikabel et kol adam besever panim yifot. Please, when you receive somebody, smile, accept them, open your arms with a nice, warm face. And some people realize that, well, the gifts to someone. I mean, some people realize this, but I think we all have to realize it. Giving is not only in monetary form or materialistically form, but giving could be in many other ways. And this is what really Shammai is teaching us, that sometimes just a big smile on your face and receiving somebody with a warm, hearty simcha, happiness, is something that's worth a lot more than giving someone like, hey, I take it, like giving to some beggar in the street, give him a dollar bill that you just have a sour face, what are you bothering me for, just take this dollar bill. Sometimes you just receive someone so warmly and give them a big smile, a big hug, that's worth a lot more. But the question we should ask ourselves is, again, the connection between these different things. On one hand, Beit Shammai talks about establishing a Torah as you focus on your life, and saying little and doing a lot, and then all of a sudden receive everybody with a happy face. How does this all jive and connect? So I thought of an interesting, I found an interesting chidush, insight here, that when a person delves his whole life studying Torah and involved so much of his lifestyle is centered on the Torah, one natural thing can happen is he can sort of move himself away from society, because he's always involved in the books. His face is always in the book, and this kind of person, can give an impression away that he's sort of removed, and therefore, Beit Shammai continues to say, wait a second, you may be, first and foremost, you must of course focus on Torah study, but on the other hand, you must receive everybody with the smiley face, which means you can't separate yourself from society. You got to be connected to society as well. And therefore, that really is true Torah study and making it part of your lifestyle. Realizing that the whole beauty of being a Talmud Chacham, a person who's so well versed of the Torah and lives the life of Torah, is not, of course, to boast about it. So that's the first statement: say little and do a lot, and of course mingle with society, because it's all for the purpose of action, and of course reaching out to people. Well, I thought this would be a nice opening lesson here, after a year of interruption in this order, this particular set of lessons that we're going to continue. But God willing, now we have many weeks ahead of us until the holiday of Shavuot, and of course we'll continue throughout the summer until the new year, focusing on Perkat Avot again, and eventually, hopefully, we will cover the entire tractate of Perkat Avot. So I hope you enjoy this, and we'll be in touch again. Shabbat Shalom. It's great to be back. Bye-bye.